Give me my stuff, bro. I'm talking about let Triple H cook. I've been trying to let him cook all year. He have came up with nothing compelling. I'm taking my pots and pans back. Paul Levesque, get the hell out of my kitchen. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I suggested R-Truth versus John Cena as Saturday Night Saturday Night Main Event, man, I was just trolling. I didn't actually think WWE and the creative people there that's booking this crap, like what I just seen SmackDown, is actually stupid enough to book a match like this. I'm gonna start this off by saying this. R-Truth is a GOAT. He's one of the funniest people on TV. He's been doing this year in, year out, performing at a high level. This is no knock to R-Truth. That's my man. But bro, R-Truth versus John Cena, his last year, his retirement year, this is what you come up with? Saturday night, Tampa, Florida. There needs to be a petition to just cancel the whole creative and do a major shakeup. This match makes absolutely no sense. At this point, just have R-Truth walk out of Tampa, the undisputed champion, and John Cena can retire early. He's barely here anyway. This is the worst heel turn I've ever witnessed in WWE history. It's nothing worse than this. All right, so let me just get this right, because maybe I'm bugging. Let me know in the comments, because maybe I'm bugging. R-Truth helps John Cena beat Randy Orton and retain the undisputed title at Backlash. R-Truth turns around, has a conversation with John Cena at the press conference. He slams him through the table, and somebody at Creative thinks they should fight at Saturday Night Main Event. What sense does this make? And y'all putting this over? You have a lot of current talent and future talent backstage that could benefit off of John Cena retirement tour. They don't even have to win. They just need to have a solid match, a solid story, and they could benefit off the retirement tour. Let me guess one of them people, Drew McIntyre. Instead, y'all are booking him into no man's land. We never wanted him to feud with Damian Priest. We told you to end it at WrestleMania 41. But now you got Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest in a cage match when Drew McIntyre should be going against John Cena getting that rub. He gets no payoff from having one of the greatest years in 2024. Now, if you're gonna put R-Truth against John Cena, at least bring the old R-Truth back. Remember back in the day, he was smoking the cigarettes in the building. He was a straight menace. You need to bring that R-Truth back. Go to the hood, find that R-Truth, this gimmick, funny R-Truth. We all love him, but we can't take it serious. If you ask me, there's only really one way to get out of this Saturday Night Main Event. R-Truth somehow, he makes Cena second guess his heel turn more and more and more. Just like on Backlash where Cena was second guessing, the crowd was chanting for him. Tampa Bay is gonna chant for him. He's gonna have the crowd. He's gonna have R-Truth being funny, doing whatever, and he's gonna second guess the whole hill run. That's the only reason you could get out of this. That's the only reason you could try to make it make sense. But I just think it's so many more ways, so many better ways you could have went with this, man. I'm just so annoyed of the incompetence of WWE not being able to book new stars. You bring Jeff Cobb in. You introduce him as Jeff Cobb. Then the following week on SmackDown, you change his name to JC. I'm like, who? Okay, you change his name to JC. All right, cool, whatever. I'll deal with it. Then he has a match with LA Knight. Okay, cool. He goes over LA Knight. Okay, cool. I wonder what his music sounds like. You know what his music sounds like?
JC Mateo. Here is your winner.
They didn't even bother giving this dude new entrance music. They gave him Solo Sikoa music. Yo, the level of laziness in WWE Creative is a fucking joke. Nobody couldn't think of no new music for him, nothing. You gave Ray Phoenix new music. You give Penta new music. Jeff Cobb comes in and they just a play solo track. What? Man, I ain't gonna lie. If I was Jeff Cobb, I would feel disrespected. Okay, you brought me into WWE, cool. But man, you're burying me. It hasn't even been 7 days yet. At least give me some new music, something. Now, aside from WWE and the Creative, we have some unfortunate news. Good old JR, Jim Ross, he put out some news out there that he got diagnosed with colon cancer. He's supposed to be getting surgery. Prayers up. We wishing the best for good old JR. And man, that kind of broke my heart, man. When y'all see me up here talking and the way I articulate myself and a lot of some words, man, that I even use, it's just from growing up listening to JR half my life, a lot of my childhood, without even knowing it subconsciously, man. It's just, he has such an influence on me and just the way I articulate myself, as I said, and just the way I even present myself on camera. And you don't really know it until you really think back and look at it. That was all I listened to in my childhood, every Monday night, every big pay-per-view. A lot of big moments in my life come from JR was the soundtrack of that. Jim Ross was so important in the Attitude Era, backstage working with Vince McMahon. I feel like he was head of talent relations or something like that, but he was the soundtrack. He was the voice of the Attitude Era. Jim Ross, Jerry the King Lawler, and man, it just puts everything in perspective when you see our legends, when you see our GOATs have to go through unfortunate situations like this. So, man, I'm really hoping JR pulled through. And man, maybe one of these days I could do a documentary piece on JR, because I really feel like people don't understand how important this man was to professional wrestling, to the most important era of all time. He been to WCW, he been to WWE, he been to AEW. Man, we would never have another J. Ross in this lifetime. And I think that needs to get highlighted. Now we're going to segue into Sabu. Since his passing, there's been more news to come out. And there's somebody named Francine. She had a podcast and she raised serious questions and concerns about Sabu's final match.
I have a bit of a problem with that, because if the man cannot walk and his knees are messed up and his feet are bleeding, was he forced into doing this? That's something we'll never know.
No.
Why would you force somebody to wrestle if they're not in the right state to do so, or if they're so messed up on drugs or a substance, or if they're bleeding, their feet are bleeding, their knees are so locked that they can't walk?
That's incredible. Yeah, that's out there.
He was already having a problem with his knees, and it was reported he's already having health problems. And I know, like, people, they just want their last match or whatever, and that's cool, but man, like, for it to be a death match, he's too old. We got to protect our wrestlers. We got to protect our legends. We got to protect our GOATs. He could have had a last match. That's cool. Imagine if Ric Flair had a death match, his last match. You know what I mean? Ric Flair last match was like on AEW. Even that was a lot. He was bleeding and stuff. I think these wrestling promotions need to take more responsibility. And when you have a GOAT and then they're high in age like that, especially a history of health problems, let's not put them in a death match. Let's fall back. Let's put them in a more safe environment. These dudes have gave us decades after decades of OMG moments, of crazy spots, putting their life on the line, putting their body on the line. They shouldn't still have to do it at 60 and 70 years old. A lot of people don't want to speak up about it, so I guess I have to do that too. Let's stop putting our legends in these positions. Once again, I'm not saying that had anything to do with why Sabu passed. Whether he was alive right now or whether he passed, I don't think a 60-year-old man with so many previous health problems should be in a death match going head first in barbed wire and all these stupid spots. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Also, I want to know, let me know who y'all think, what WWE superstar needs to win Money in the Bank more this year. They got Alexa Bliss. She won a qualifying match, so I could see her winning Money in the Bank this year. But the men, I don't know. Everybody's getting buried. There's been so many good superstars just stuck in weird storylines, and it's just like, man, I don't know who needs this more. I got to really think about it. But let me know in the comments what y'all think. Who needs to win Money in the Bank this year more? A lot of people saying CM Punk, but I don't know. I really got to think about it more. Also, let me know what y'all think about R-Truth versus John Cena. Also, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest in a cage match that nobody asked for, nobody cares about. SmackDown 3 hours is killing me. I really hope they're going to 2 hours yesterday. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. It's Bobby Monsoon 215. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.